Hello! Okay, so the purpose of this video is to have the sprite read the list of players at once. So what I did was actually I condensed this list. There was like more names before, but if you ever need to delete, you can just press like the X button here, or you can also go here, delete certain elements in the players list. I just decrease the length just to make this more straightforward. Okay, but anyway, so let's say we want this sprite to read a players list. So we're gonna try to read all these 5 players at once. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a little message here. So let's go ahead and put something right. Read player list at one time. So something like that. Okay, so next what we need to do is I'm just going to take some code that the UTeach curriculum gave me. Okay, so I'm going to create a variable, and we're going to create a variable called names. Okay, so just going to uncheck some of the boxes. I know like index and stuff was like there, but you can just uncheck it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is something a little bit different than what we've done before is what we're going to do is we're going to set a variable to a word instead. Okay, so we're going to set a variable to a word. Okay. Then after that, what we can do is we're going to do something like this. So set names. Sorry. So we're going to set names to join, and then names, and then we're going to say a certain item in the players list, and then this one down here. Okay. So at the end, the sprite is going to produce our output. Okay, so this is what UTeach curriculum gave me, so I'm just going to go ahead and run it. Okay, so just so if you kind of see what's happening, well, we're setting a variable name, say hello, and afterward we're setting names to, and then this means, well, hello, and then item 1 in the players list, the first index is Brandon, so it should say hello Brandon. This purple block, as you see here, so the sprite should say hello Brandon. Hello Brandon. Okay, so it is working the way we expect it to. Okay, so next what I see here is you saw like little syntax. We can actually fix that by just putting a little space here. So if we put a little space there, then it should say hello Brandon. Okay, so so far it is working the way intended. Okay, so next what I'm going to give you is I'm just going to give you another piece of code that the UTeach curriculum gave me. So just bear with me as I just go ahead and create some of the things. So one of the things I see here is something like this. So we need an index somewhere, and then we're going to use a if else statement. Okay, so if else statement, I'm going to take this out for now. Okay, so there's somewhere in the code that says something like this. Okay, so yeah, just bear with me. Hope you guys having a good day so far. No, it's for me it's Saturday, but yep, just doing what I gotta do. Yep. Okay, and then this one will go in here. This will go here, and then this will go here. Okay, and then we need the repeat. Okay, so it's going to look something like this, and then it's going to look something like this and this. Okay, there we go. So let's try to test this to see what happens. Okay, so still says hello Brandon, 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 Brandon. Okay, so let's try to trace this and try to see what's happening. So yeah, I probably should have done that, copied it beforehand, but it's okay. I guess you guys got to see the creation of it. Let's go ahead and trace this to see what's happening. Okay, so let's try to figure out why it's saying hello Brandon, and then Brandon, and then Brandon, Brandon, Brandon. Okay, so what we have here, so it says set the index to 1. Okay, so it's, the index equals 1, right? And it's setting names to hello. So our variable names is going to say hello with some sort of space. And then we're going to repeat this. So this kind of goes off this idea of the other video that you guys hopefully have watched before this, right? So repeating it based on the amount of players we have in the list. Okay, so in this case, we have the length of players is going to be 5. There's 5 players, right? So repeating 5 times. So if the index, which is 1, equals 5, then, so there's a reason why that this was empty. This is empty because, well, 1 is not equal to 5, so this is false. So this is going to execute. So we're setting names to, so names is going to be hello, hello, and then the item 1 in players is going to be Brandon, right? Okay, so now, and then that's why in the code it starts by saying hello Brandon. So it says hello Brandon. Okay, then comes up and then it repeats a second time, right? So after it goes up and then it repeats second time, right? So now it does a second time. Now what we have is oh, okay. So as you can see, so repeat a second time, and then this just goes again, and then afterwards, so index, so 1 equals 5, which is not true. So it's setting names to hello. So then now, okay, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So just remember this. So just remember this. It says hello Brandon. Okay. So when we run this a second time, so that means on top here, our variable for names says hello Brandon. Okay, so then when it's coming down here, this is hello Brandon, and then it's doing Brandon again. Okay, so that's why the output is saying hello Brandon, Brandon. Okay, then comes up a third time, right? Third time. Now, what this becomes is we have our variable for names is hello Brandon, Brandon, right? And then we do the same thing. So, well, the index 1 equals 5, that's false. So then coming down to the else statement, so doing hello Brandon, Brandon, and then Brandon a third time. So hello Brandon, and then Brandon. Sorry, maybe I should have wrote it a little better, but that's why that's there, and it's repeating that third time. Come up a fourth time, right? So if you guys kind of see the pattern, that's why that output is just going, it's just going to repeat a certain amount of times, and that's why, as you could kind of see, and so forth. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but anyway, if I were to just click on it here, that's why it says hello Brandon. I'm just going to see Brandon again, and then Brandon a third time, and then Brandon a fourth time, and then Brandon a fifth time. Okay, so from here now, okay, so now what we can do is we're seeing how this code works. So now that we have seen how this code works, what we can do actually now is we can actually put this underneath. So we know how it works. So if we just want to display the final output, which would be the last thing that we saw, if I were to just click it, it should just say hello Brandon, 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 Brandon. Okay, I'll continue very soon in next video. I'll see you later. Okay, bye. Hello. All right, so let's continue where we left off. So as you can see here, when I click this, there are some syntax issues. We'll take care of that syntax very soon. Okay, so as you can see, as we repeat this, the problem that you saw when we were tracing this is that when we're repeating this over and over and over, it's repeating Brandon. So what this means is this index that you see up here is not being updated. Okay, so since it's not being updated, one way that we could update it is we can just put this here. So instead of just making it just himself, or if we set item 1, that's why it's just going to keep saying Brandon. But if we abstract this idea, right? So we have Brandon here. If its index is 1, we can go ahead and change the index after. So we can put something maybe underneath here, something like this. Let's try that. Let's see what happens when I click it. All right, so it says hello Brandon, Carter, Braden, Seth. Okay, interesting thing that I see what happened is that now the 5th name is gone for some reason. We just have Brandon, Brandon Carter, Braden, Seth. Okay. All right, so now let's try to just work on those syntax issues. So what I see what we can do here is we can just play around with this. We need another join block. So this would say hello and then Brandon, and then we need maybe some sort of space. Maybe let's try to delete this and put a space. Okay. So it's hello. Oh, there. Okay. Hello, Brandon, Carter, Braden, Seth. Okay. Maybe we should put a comma. Let's try to put a comma here. Hello, oh, okay. It's flip flop. It should be the comma first and then the space. Okay, so try comma space. There we go. So hello, Brandon, Carter, Braden, Seth. Okay, so the issue now is we're trying to figure out, well, how can we get the last person? And that would be Chica, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's go ahead and trace this again. And then now let's see what's happening. Okay. So if I go ahead and trace this, right? Let's try one more time. Okay. So what we have here, so it says set index to 1. So index equals 1. And then we're setting names to hello. That's our first. Oh, wow. I can't even spell hello. Okay. So we're repeating this 5 times. Okay. 5 times. So when we come up here, so it says, well, index is 1 and length of players is 5. Set names. So we have hello here. Hello. And then the index would be, well, the first one is Brandon, right? So it's going to be Brandon. So hello, Brandon. Okay. And then it puts a comma and then a space. And then we're changing the index by 1. So change index by 1. That's basically, if you guys like the pseudocode instead, right? That's index equals index plus 1. Right? So the index is 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2. So that's why our new index, so this means index is 2. Now it's going to come back up here, repeat this again a second time. So when it repeats the second time, now our index is being updated. That's why, as you saw earlier, that's why Brandon would, it's saying Brandon or something, right? So now our index is 2, if that makes sense. Okay, so we need to go back a little bit. So this index is going to be 2, is 5. And then earlier we said this was hello, Brandon, right? Brandon, something like that. Okay, then we're going to set the names. This is our text for names. So instead of hello, it says hello, Brandon with a comma and a space. So that means this comes here, right? So hello, Brandon. And then the second person. So the second person would be Carter, right? Carter with comma, and change the index. So then it changes to 3, right? Because we had the index was 2. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So then now you have to go back up and we're going to do this a third time, right? So when we do this a third time, so now if we play with this, so now we have Carter. And then now this is going to be a third time. So 3 is equal to 5. Okay, so then now when you come down here, this piece comes here and it takes a third person. So it would be Braden, right? So Braden would come next. And then it would be, well, I think we're on 3. So this would be 4. So then it would repeat a fourth time, right? So yeah, so then we have hello, Brandon, Carter, Braden. So then Braden would be up here. Okay. So then we do a fourth time. And then when we have this here, so 4 is equal to 5. So that's false. So then it has to do the else statement. Then this whole thing is coming into here. And then we take our fourth name on the list. And that would be Seth. Okay. And then the index changes to a 5. Come back up. And it's going to do this the 5th time. Okay, so it does the 5th time, then it runs through, right? So yeah, so then we have 5. So now 5 equals 5, and now something has to go in this if statement, if that makes sense, because we have so far we have hello, Brandon, right? Carter, Braden, just running out of room, and Ceph. But then we need Chica. Chica would be the last one, right? So as you can see here, that's why the program is running, as you can see. So that means, as you see here, we have if 5 equals 5, something needs to go in this statement if it's true. And that's where Chica would come into play. Okay? So what we need is, it might just help. We can just copy, we can just duplicate this thing. And we just need to modify it. Okay? So, well, Chica is kind of there. We can make it a little nicer, right? So what we can do is, well, if this is going to be Ceph, comma, with the space, then come up here, then it's going to be everything. Okay, so we could say and then we put Chica would be here. Let's try that. And Chica, okay, we need a space. So we need a space right there. Okay, hello Brandon, Carter, Braden, Ceph, Chica. Okay, cool. So it looks like the program is working the way that we intended to. So we can add more players to this list if we wanted. If we add Mandy, then it's going to say all 6. So let's go ahead and click it. Yep. Hello, Brandon, Carter, Braden, Ceph, Chica, Mandy. Let's put Nick in here. If we add Nick, then it should say hello, Brandon, Carter, Braden, Ceph, Chica, Mandy. Yeah. So it is working the way that we expected to. Let's try one more. I forgot who I didn't use. We put David. I forget if I used David or not. And everyone is there. Everyone is there. You could even modify this. You could put a period at the end of that as well with another join statement if you really wanted to. But yeah, so this is basically the general idea how you would create this. This one is a little bit intense, kind of challenging to understand. Okay, but please let me know if you have any questions, and that's it. Okay.